Overtime. Uh-huh. Come on, we've been late. You tired or something? Shit. No, man, I wasn't talking to you. Crazy mop-head boy, man. Well, cut his hair off. Looks like a young tree stump walk around here. Uh-huh. Well, what's old James up to? Yeah. Yeah, huh? Hey, look, let me call you back later. I got something I got to take care of. You explain this? Huh?
Good afternoon. This is your boy Who Did It. Who did it this time? This is a message. I repeat, warning, warning. This is a message for men. Specifically men that are at home right now doing the virtual learning or observing virtual learning or supervising virtual learning or just I'm only laughing because I'm witnessing it as we speak, or just a product of sitting at the crib seeing your kids do the virtual learning. Three things I want to say to you all. This is discipline time, this is quality time, and this is reflecting time. Going back to the Thanksgiving driving lesson. Number one, quality time. Whether you like it or not, unless your child may be on the spectrum, and what I mean by on the spectrum, they might be part of a special needs or special education program, so they receive special attention and extra assistance. Outside of that, it's you and them one-on-one or one-on-two. Some of us are one-on-three, depending on if you have a child maybe under the age of 14, grammar school, middle school age. You're going to sit there and spend time with them. Not to be weird or seem a little strange. Sometimes you just need to stare at them. When they tick you off and they ask questions that might seem repetitive or redundant, relax. At the end of the day, they're alive. You get a chance to see them. They're not being manipulated, lied to, even though the curriculums are telling them to lie. But it's up to you as a father to wait till they press stop or pause to take a recess. And if you have an issue with the curriculum, make sure that they get that A. I'm not telling you to cheat for them. Again, this comes back to quality time. But after they tell the BS story about the Native Americans and the Pilgrims, after they try to tell you about baby Jesus who's in the manger, and they try to make it about the three wise men and Elf on the Shelf and Krampus and all these other demons that they try to spin and try to hijack the true meaning of so-called Christmas. It's up to you as a father to spend quality time. If you want to teach them about the true meaning, if you want to explain to them about what you think it is, because I do understand that everybody is not a so-called Christian. There's a lot of brothers of different faiths. Some people like to read just the Torah and don't really necessarily like to examine the scriptures of the New Testament. Some people like to read the Quran and think that the Bible's just all fairy tales. We get that. I'm all for that. I don't necessarily agree, but I'm for that. As long as you're spending quality time with your children and you're trying to make them a better female and male, better man and woman to society. So quality time is very essential. Discipline time. Sometimes depending on your child, you have to understand the personnel as if you were a coach. You're not going to raise your little one that's a girl the same way you're raising that boy who's in 7th grade. They're under different influences. They're under different curriculums and doctrines. They have different interests. At least they should. Every man is different. Be a coach, man. This is the time to discipline. Understand your personnel. If you're an uncle or a big brother or a cousin too, this applies to you. Understand that this is the time to discipline them. That way, if things do quote unquote resume to normalcy, which they will not, by the way. I hate to piss on your rainforest, pardon me. It's not going to go back to the way you and I grew up. Something's going to change. Something's bound to change. Let me get back on topic though. Discipline. Understanding personnel. It's okay to yell and scream, but it's even better when you coach them or talk to them lightly after you get it off, get off your frustration. I don't recommend that. If I had to compare myself to a coaching style, I'm far from Tony Dungy, but I'm nowhere near Bobby Knight. If y'all understand the two coaching styles, Bobby Knight was kind of a hands-on guy, literally choked a couple of his players through chairs. I do believe he was part of the white privilege, but the numbers don't lie. He was a winning coach. He's from the military. He's cut from that same Parcells, Mike Krzyzewski, which is the Duke coach. That's their genre of coaching. But I'm not Tony Dungy either. I'm not the most passive brother. I'm not really patient all the time. So I kind of have a happy medium. I dig Mike Tomlin. But we all got a little coach in us at the crib when it comes to dealing with our babies or children, our cubs, our kids. So understand personnel. This is a time to discipline. That way, when things do resume, as I was saying before, pardon me for getting sidetracked, when things go back to normal and these teachers try to tell you about your kids' attention span, you gonna know if they lying or not, because you was already at home with them examining and observing your child. If you're doing it the right way. If you got little ones that's in daycare, you can even take notes. That way, when things go back to quote unquote normal, you're gonna know if that daycare provider is jiving you. And lastly, reflection. As I said a couple videos ago about reflecting, you do understand that when you're looking at your niece, your nephew, your children, your little brother, your little sister, this is a time that you'll never get back again. You'll never get it back. So why not soak up all this time and freeze frame it, almost like a real life snapshot? Because these little ones and these kids in high school are going to grow up with so many stories to tell if this society is still standing. I'm of the mindset that something is bound to happen and something is going to change, and it is changing right now as we are living it. You don't have to agree. You can go hide under a rock. You can go hide under the covers. There is a change coming, and it's already happening as we speak. But to give God the glory is my best advice to you. If you're at home with your kids or you're spending any type of time with them, who did it? It sounds like you at the crib right now. I am. I have to give at least 2 to 2.5, sometimes 3 days where me and my youngest child's mother divide our time and our work days to raise this child the best that we can. It sucked in the very beginning, and it sucks I say at least 40% of the time because I hate the curriculum. My heart goes out to a lot of these teachers, but in all honesty, if I had it my way, and I know a lot of you men agree, this is the stuff that our ancestors was trying to tell us back in the day. We should have been raising our children together on one accord, under one culture, under one God, and one education system, and we'd have never got into these problems. Think about all the great chemists we have out here. We have great mathematicians. We have great musicians, great storytellers, great people with high mental acuity that have some of the greatest hand-eye coordination when it comes to just sports, but not just sports. Hand-eye coordination takes a toll even in the classroom when it comes to remembering things. We are very good with cadences, as you all know that. Just look at the music industry. We know our syllables. We're phenomenal when it comes to phonics. Don't let the jive media fool you. So all of that being said, if we would have took charge back in the day and took time to really be patient and teach our children, along with our brides, our women, concubine, whatever y'all living with, you know what I'm saying? Or if you just on a dolo, when you take time to discipline, spend quality, and then reflect, that's you actually doing what the Most High would want you to do. So this is your man who did it. I don't even know what the hell the title this soliloquy. Play the Violin Part 1. Who did it? I'm out.